Hello, hello, and welcome back to the final episode of Higurashi Kai. Um, it's a great day to do it. Little bit buzzed, but that shouldn't stop anything, really. I'm good. I'm good. I'm better than good. I'm freaking ecstatic because this has been pretty great. I already said because I know a lot of people at least told me that they, to put it nicely, really didn't like the anime, and I'm talking from visual novel readers. But I've been pretty happy. I think maybe maybe if a visual novel reader only hasn't made it to Kai and dropped it or just watched the first season, I think Kai feels a lot better. Not that the first season was bad or anything, but I think just the fact that the first season covered 6 arcs, this one technically covers 3, but one's a bonus arc, so a lot more time. Animation's been good, but just a lot of ups, 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 and I'm happy about it. I guess that's the best way to put it. Oh, tonight to celebrate, what drink are we drinking? I don't know, some Chinese drink. I basically don't know what this is. I kind of mentioned it in a earlier reaction, I think, that I bought it. It's like a soda with like fermented rice. I don't know if that's like a causing some freaking sparky stuff. No, I was talking about the video. It made it look worse. But yeah, there's like fermented rice. Sounds kind of wacky, but adventurous. Might as well pull something out special for a final night. See how it is. It's all like 0%, but it's like 50 calories, probably because of the rice. Quick taste test. I mean, hopefully it. Oh shit! Did I fuck it up? Oh, it didn't. Nice. Hopefully it's not horrible. It's just kind of awkward. Should I have shut it? It tastes like bread. It tastes like this Filipino sweet bread I eat sometimes. Okay, interesting. So there it is. I don't know if you know what this is, but that's what I'm drinking. There's also a yellow flavor, but it didn't really say anything besides fermented rice soda. Anyways, it's off topic, but I thought it was kind of funny. I guess I will drink it. It's very. It honestly just tastes like bread to me. Bread soda isn't what I was expecting, but I'll take it. But anyways, let's get started. I'm very excited. Um, so obviously this is episode 24. Get your episode ready. We're gonna do our usual countdown of 3, and when you're set up, you start your episode, and mine should be started too, and then we will be in sync for the full length reaction. There will be a timer. Oops. There will be a timer in the bottom right to help you sync up, and at the end of the episode, we'll do a review. And just a note, we'll be doing a full season review sometime in the future. So can look forward to that, I guess, if you want my full opinion on the whole season after thinking about it a bit. But yeah, let's start. So we're starting Matsurubayashi, chapter 11, The End. I'm very excited. Maybe I should have talked more about the episode. Because there's one scene in like the finale with Takano that's kind of like implied in the visual novel, but for some reason I can't like confirm it. So it's like 90% in my head because it made sense, but since they never like outright said that happened, I've always been a little wondering about it. I'm not even gonna mention it and see if it happens or not, because it's much easier to tell in the animation for this part. So I for my question, that is. So we'll see. I'm excited. So yeah, get your episodes ready. I'm gonna start. Get your drinks and snackies ready. That's what you're up to. And we're gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1, go! The end. No banter, no banter. Because this is the final episode. So last time we'll see the opening and ending on the channel, I think. That's my rule. Stay quiet for this. Or at least don't be distracting. Both solid. Though obviously, you know, I'm a fan of the ending. I love the lyrics to this song. It's really deep, actually. I usually don't really care too much about like the actual what the lyrics mean, because it doesn't really matter too much to me in like foreign songs. But this one's like kind of hits a little. Nice little hurt tug, just a tiny one though. Maybe I'm up. I don't know. I just want to see in post editing. I feel fine, but when I'm thinking, I feel like maybe I sound a little, little crazier. But no, should be exciting. Excited for the Mion match too. Cause that shit was hilarious. Oh, this part's so cool too. No care. It's the Akasaka mobile. They didn't display it as I thought, but sorry. Bread soda going down weird. In the visual novel, Kasai was firing, but Shion was the one with the binoculars, telling him the direct directions and stuff. It was like a really cool duo, so they didn't show that though. But you gotta give Shion some respect for that. Why are Akasaka's sub font look so stuffed in my subtitles? Such a different font, while every other character's is fine. Definitely wasn't like that before. Hopefully it changes within the episode. It's really small. Yep. Can't, even though they're winning hard. And at this point, I was like, just wrap it up. But you never know in a war. Oh, we're gonna see the battle, bro. This scene was so funny. And they do fight scenes pretty well in the anime, so excited to what they'll do. It's a really bad time for this subber to fuck up like this. Okinoji has the wrong font too. I'm not really like bothered, I'm just saying it because it's funny. To be fair, she did have military training back in the days. Oh, the epitaphs? Decent. Raccoon Rika. That's never thought of that. That she is kind of sneaky, like a raccoon, but they're not really sneaky. Like cute sneaky. Whoa. Wait! Oh, they're skipping the fight, bro. That too bad. You guys are missing a treat. Mian literally 1v1s Okanodi in a battle, in a mixed martial arts fight, and Mian fucking destroys him. It's so surprising, honestly. This Mian's like almost Akasaka level. She can just toy with Okanodi. But it's okay. It's more of a meme scene than an important scene. Oh. It's cute. She's cute, like a raccoon. Nice to see the bloodhounds too. She's going to go talk shit. No, she doesn't talk shit, right? She's trying to talk shit on you. Oh my god, I just thought of something so cool about the visual novel that I didn't notice that's a hint to something. I gotta talk about that later. It's actually a cool hint that might be obvious, but I totally missed. But I just got reminded from watching this. Welcome. I don't like Takano's sad voice. It's not how you talk to a lady. Okay, Nerdy's being very, very convincing. If I was talking, I would totally shoot myself too. Thank you, Okinodi. Definitely taking the right approach. He kind of is, though, with intimidation power, I guess. Very snaky. No, it's not showing what I thought it was going to show. Okay, that actually denies my theory that I had. We'll talk about it. I'm actually kind of sad they showed the opposite of what I was hoping. Oh, but the net scenes, man. Net scenes are sick. Looking forward to Tomotaki's scene, to be honest. There's something interesting about this scene, too. But I'll say it after. Yo, I love the CG. I like they're directly showing it. Thanks for recognizing Mion's skills. God, I love her voice so much. So good, man. Look at Mion, bro. This is why she won second most popular character in the 2020 When They Cry character poll. Just saying. Team Mion from day two, because I didn't start looking her into Watanabe, but that's besides the point. I also love Hanyu. I didn't even like Hanyu really in Minadoroshi, but this arc, a lot of opinions of characters goes really up, to be honest. Very happy to see Hanyu pop off. What? They changed it. Aww. I was so happy for the meme. It's a lot more memey, but in the I'm pretty sure in the visual novel Rika grabs the bullet out of the air and like doesn't she like move it or something? And that's why it twisted. Shit was funny. I'm pretty sure this is the speech she gives when before she stops the bullet or whatever. uh, I mean, to be fair, it's not exactly a bad decision to remove the meme scenes from the final episode. Keep the mood steady. I mean, maybe it's not a meme scene, but for me, it was always kind of funny. Base Tomataki. You love to see this, man. It's so cute, man. Who would have thought by the end of the series I would I mean, you don't even need to ship them because they are a ship, but I favor this couple the most somehow. It was cute. Very good scene, very good scene. I have stuff to talk about, but very good scene. Oh, they're showing this now. Kinda. That was a good one. That's I mean, that was definitely a thumbnail with Keiichi getting shot at. Probably won't do it for this one, but nice quality. And the song tie in. Beautiful. I'm a sucker for when they do this. And we get to see the dance. I always love the dance, man. This is the CG. The final CG. Ah. I love how chill it is, man. A nice kind of leaving it open ended. I wonder if they're gonna infer to stuff. They probably will. It's a very good ending. And Hanyu's still alive with them. Dun, dun. Finally changing the date. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. I love that. I did love that. The final half of this episode was so good. And there's more. Oh, this is okay. It's funny. This was the secret ending you can get in the visual novel. Older Rita. Looking different, eh? I was trying to say cursed, but that's kind of mean. It's actually more like sexy, scary. In a good way. Still wearing those summer dresses. Mm. The truly blessed world. Though to be fair, I think even no, I mean I was trying to say even without Tatano was kind of important though, because without her coming to Hinami's, I don't know, because they would never have the Erie clinic, and then they would never really get a vaccine. I'm thinking far too much into it, but obviously, love to see Mio Tanashi happy because she's not Tatano right now. Miyoko Tanashi. I remember her last name now. No Canadian flag. I'm disappointed, but I respect you still. All day. Aww. That was a cute ending. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this reaction. We're gonna be doing our post episode analysis, but that was. I thought that was a pretty good ending, eh? Someone did say this was like one of their favorite climax. Sorry, I don't mean someone, I mean Hydro something. Your name's so big, bro. I said this was like one of his favorite climaxes. And I agree. I thought it was pretty good. There are some stuff I want to talk about. Um, that I think are interesting, but I think this one played out pretty well. I'll be honest though, when I first did the visual novel, I was a little unsatisfied with the ending. And I think it was just because I was on freaking hyper adrenaline. Probably because of the Takano and Tomodachi scene. That when it just ended so gently like that, without like a I don't know, a huger celebration, I was kind of like, oh, what? It's over already? But thinking about it more obviously, and watching this, it really is a good ending. Very smooth. But let's talk about it. Opening song, final time listening to it. It's a very good song. I don't know. I don't know if it's the best out of the 3 anime we've watched, or 4 technically now. I no, I mean there's no point in it's either first or second. It is a really good opening. Um, I'll miss it. Hopefully the next anime series will be good with the openings and endings. They're kind of on a good track because season 1 was pretty good with it too. Oh yeah, we got the sniping scene. Nice little action-packed thing. I did mention in the visual novel, it's actually like more of a tag team duo of Kasai and Shion sniping, because Shion was properly like ordering Kasai like the directions and stuff, really commanding him, kind of like a brain to hand move moment. Just to show like how good these two synergize, and it's actually a nice way to end the arc because I don't know how well it's been showed in the anime, but Kasai and Shion are like so close in everything but Mayatashi. They're like two peas in a pie. Honestly, they're all, I wouldn't even mind calling them like best friends. they they're always together, man. So it's nice to see a nice final badass moment between the two to finish off their character arc. And it was a pretty good scene. Love little action stuff like that. This is literally nothing against the anime. This is against the subbers. It says resubs. I don't know who subbed it. I don't really pay attention to the subgroup, though I do appreciate every fan subgroup. I assume this is a fan subgroup. How do you fuck up the last episode? you can't see it from my position, but when every character talks, it's the normal font you usually get. It's color coded to the character, which is very nice. Actually, you gotta give props to the subgroup for that. I really do appreciate the color coding. But for like, both Okanodi and Atasaka, the font's like 1/4 of the size, very tiny, a totally different font. It's a good meme. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny. It really didn't bother me, to be fair, but I just thought it was kind of hilarious that would happen in the last episode. Oh, then we got the kind of a showdown with Okanodi, Mio, and the club members. So this does play out very differently in the visual novel. So it's kind of hard long to explain, but like in the visual novel, basically the club members are kind of suited or based at like the top of the mountain, so like a very clear view. So I always imagined like not really full of trees, or at least a more open area. I guess this is fine, but just setting the scene. And Okanodi actually, he does the same thing. He gives up the mountain, or the bloodhounds are coming, so they're fucked. But he wants to meet the commander face to face, just to do a nice little final showdown. So he can fully accept his defeat. And then, no joking, they actually have a fist to fist fight. I'm pretty sure Mion uses judo too. I don't fully remember though, but I just remember Okanodi charging, Mion throwing him, and it's just like the same pattern where Okanodi tries to strike really hard, and then Mion just counters it beautifully until Okanodi admits defeat. And Okanodi is a tough guy. Will be a power scaler for a second here. In terms of like martial arts ability, he's definitely third. I think he is, I want to say stronger than Rena, but that honestly just might be a lie. But I do think he's like, I think Akasaka is probably stronger, but I was like it was a great meme in the visual novel when Mia just absolutely destroys Okanodi. But yeah, they skipped that instead, which is fine. I think it's fine. That seems more of just kind of the end to Okanodi's arc, because his whole arc is he's really, he's kind of happy as the leader of the Mountain Gods, but he's really craving a big battle. And he loves the thrill of the fight, as shown in previous visual novel scenes where he's commenting when he's evading the Sonozakis about the booby traps and stuff. He gets defeated once by Akasaka, but he still doesn't accept his defeat because, even though he's looking for a great fight, he's very prideful, and this is just the nail in the coffin for his pride. So it kind of ends that mini arc going, but I guess the arc wasn't too apparent in the anime, so they skipped it. But it's just an interesting part. It would have been I do think it would have been kind of funny to see Mion flipping around Okanodi. To be fair, but again, I think getting rid of the more lengthy meme sessions are fine, to make this ending flow really well, which again I commented on. I complimented it on how good it flowed, and it's fine. It's fine ultimately. It also kind of made sense even if you apply the anime scene where Okanodi was just ready to shoot them. Because now at this point Okanodi has lost his pride after being schooled by Akasaka, so maybe he just wouldn't really want to fight the superior general that outplayed him one-on-one anymore. And anyways, that's just headcanon, but interesting. Yeah, mountain gods interfere. Most of them get caught, but Takano, Otonori, and in the visual novel, a couple more men actually follow them. But in the anime, they're alone. For some reason, I was expecting like the blood, like in my mind, because they never showed the bloodhounds, but I expected them to have like really cool, modern looking. I mean, why would it look modern? You're in the 1980s. But like, I don't know, like cool SWAT gear. But in this one, they're full military, dude, with the silly little hat. I mean, it's not silly, but it looks kind of silly. But yes, Elite Squad did a nice little Rita moment where she finally can, they finally won, so she can finally let her emotions run free, and give a nice big hug to Atasaka, which ends his character arc of this whole arc, which is a good one. Finally saving Rita, getting the confirmation, and you love to see it. Atasaka is definitely an MVP, if not the most. I mean, I guess it's a toss up between him, Mion, and Satoko, but you gotta love Atasaka, man. Alright. So this is the scene before we started the reaction, I said there was a scene I wanted the anime to confirm for my headcanon theory, because it was something that was never shown in the visual novel, but I always just assumed it happened because it made sense. So my theory was Otonori was ordered to kill Takano. In the visual novel, like he gave her the option to kill herself, but if she wouldn't, he would shoot her and claim it was a firefight, which he doesn't. Kill her, by the way. She runs away, and then wait. I'm trying to set the scene, trying not to be confusing, but I really like this headcanon, so I'm kind of sad it wasn't shown. But then he lets Takano run away, which always made me question why. And in my mind, in the visual novel, because they weren't writing down that she was scratching at her neck, or that she was showing the symptoms, basically. But the cool hint I thought of, which I mentioned in the reaction, where I'm like, oh, I just realized a hint that would have... Actually, no, it makes no sense. Fuck, never mind. I'm being so confusing. How do I put this? Basically, in my mind, headcanon, Otonori injected Takano with the shot that gives them instant level 5 symptoms, and that's why he let her go. So there would be a high chance of her committing suicide. Now, I always thought this was the case because it should be assumed that Takano is vaccinated, because I'm pretty sure both Irie and Tomotaki thought he was vaccinated, but all of the team does have vaccinations. And I just always thought it was weird that Otonori had this whole speech in the visual novel, which was still here in the anime, that though less implied in the anime, but in the visual novel, he was definitely saying, here, I'll let you kill yourself out of respect for you, but if you don't, I'm gonna kill you and say it was self-defense. And once Takano got away after hearing a gunshot, and you see in the anime, Otonori just fires playful shots and lets her run away. It always just screamed to me like, okay, that literally just doesn't make sense. And then once Tomotaki reveals that, can't you see she has symptoms, which again, they didn't show that she was suffering any symptoms in the visual novel. They didn't have the throat scratching and stuff. When Tomotaki first said that, I was like, oh, nice, dude. Quick thinking, nice excuse. Now they won't capture her, because I thought it was just bullshitting. But when they confirmed it was real, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why does she have symptoms? She should be vaccinated. And that's why I came up with the idea that, oh my god, Otonori is really big brain, and he just injected her, so he gets the guarantee suicide, because I guess even if you do shoot her, it's harder to prove self-defense than if she just commits suicide, right? So that was my headcanon. I was expecting them. I honestly believed it like 90%. Like I said, I was expecting them to show Okinogi injector. But it showed the opposite. It showed Takano suffering the symptoms even before they transitioned the scene. And I was like, oh no, dude. But I just don't understand. She has the vaccine. Maybe she does have Hinami's syndrome because obviously they've been in the village longer. But it should really. I mean, she was facing a lot of stress, obviously. Obviously, like the most stress of her life times a billion. So that could cause it. But I just love my headcanon better. Just because, even though there is a possibility of Takano getting the virus, or getting high symptoms, it just doesn't make sense that Okinogi doesn't kill her, right? I don't know. I'm not too upset about that. I'm actually like I'm in such a happy mood. But it's just interesting to me. I don't know. If anyone has an opinion on that situation, feel free to let me know. Because I was so sure I was right. Because it's what makes the most logical sense. IMO. But anyways, that happened. Nice speech by Okinogi. It seems both effective and ineffective because when he starts explaining, oh, you gotta take the blame, become a pawn, or for Tokyo, take the fall, and I'm just like, oh yeah, why would anyone ever do it now? But I guess since he's so intimidating, it just works wonders, eh? But yeah, in the visual novel, also, I guess this is also an effect of the visual novel, but they didn't show Takano running away. It kind of faded to black, and you hear a single gunshot, kind of leaving it in a mystery if Takano shot herself or if something else happened. But I guess that's just really good suspense work by the visual novel. Also, I guess in the visual novel, there's like a bunch of guys with Okinogi, and they're also on his side. So, anyways, I just thought it was interesting. Not too bothered. Then you got the Hanyu thing. Hanyu acting godly is obviously super scary. Spilling their guts. And before the friends actually interjected, to me it always felt like there was a chance Takano would turn herself in. But it's kind of unlucky timing from the club members, to be honest. But if they didn't, you wouldn't get this epic scene. So they do make a reference to Old Maid and Old Geezer, which is a game they played a lot in the visual novel. You've seen it, I think, twice, maybe, in the anime. I honestly couldn't really tell the difference. I'm not really I don't play that game, so it never really hit me as hard. But this is like to make a reference to this game, which is like the first club activity they ever played in the visual novel. Seems like a pretty significant thing. Again, less for me since I'm not as connected to the game, but it's a pretty cool move. Mian also being a human shield, you love to see it. Very good scene by her. Great voice acting too. And God, Takano's voice actor is so good, man. Like all of the cast is really good, honestly, in Higurashi. I love all of them. But I think Takano's and Mian's, I think, are the two standout ones for me always. And I mean, hearing a back and forth from them is already really good. But Takano's just so good at voice acting. I'm almost tempted just to like look what else she did. If I ever want to just watch an anime, see if we can get a one where she plays a major role. Because I feel like, I mean, she does play major characters. I mean, Takano and Eva are major characters. Eva probably more than Takano. But anyways, I love her. I love this scene. It's also one of my favorite CGs, her pointing the gun out in the rain, and they kind of took exactly the CG and placed that there, so I very much appreciated it. Then you get some Hanyu respect by her planning on taking the bullet, because she's a god. She's lived for a long time. Apparently this would actually kill her. I don't know if it would kill her or just kill her mortal form, but this was like a serious deal. So this is another big change I mentioned in the reaction. A very big change. So in the visual novel, it just showed the bullet missing, which is very unlikely, obviously, with all the people behind her too, that it didn't hit anyone. But in the visual novel, time kind of slows down, and then Rita just walks up looking blessed and just grabs the bullet. She literally stops the bullet without, I don't think anyone notices. I think Rita actually might have stopped time too. I forgot how exactly played out, but I just remember I was like, what the fuck is happening? So I was really excited to see that. I'm pretty sure like she like stops it and like moves it so it misses everyone. And then you know how Rika like gives a speech about old maid and stuff, about Hanyu. I'm pretty sure she gives that speech to Hanyu while stopping the bullet. So that's why it was kind of like everyone was just like looking at Rita give that, not a random speech, it's a victory speech. But yeah, it was really weird. But it fits with the other thing where they skip the meme fight, because it is kind of, for me, I like when I first read the scene, I thought it was kind of silly in a good way. I loved it, but you know, maybe they're thinking it takes a little bit out of the scene. The same effect comes if Rita says the speech anyways, but I don't know. I always kind of loved that Rita just stopping the bullet. But yeah, Tateno misses, and Tateno's about to be K'd, and then Tomodachi saves her. So this is different. I think it's slightly different because Tateno is basically like she was still breaking down from like her notebook being tossed aside and stuff, and I think the club members were actually gonna, I don't know, I don't remember. I know they felt sorry for her, but I thought they were gonna like take action and ask them to stop or something, which was, you know, it takes a lot after they're trying to kill you. After she tried to kill them, but yeah, then you get the blessed Tomodachi thing. It was so good. So I just kind of had like an explosion in my mouth. I think you caught that on mic, huh? Sorry, that probably sounded disgusting. Bread soda. But I love the Tomodachi scene. Obviously, like I already talked about the experience, just the surprise factor that of my cool headcanon theory. But it's just a good relationship. I think, to be fair, the author does like to write kind of damaged characters, because I was trying to say seeing a damaged character being picked up like that is very nice, but I guess every main character is kind of damaged if you think about it, which is cool. I like characters like that, but it was just so sweet. It's so sweet seeing such, you know, Takano, who I think you can actually call her evil. I know it's like a pretty drastic word to slap on anyone, but I think at this point she was evil. Just kind of mush up like that. It's really great. And I'm kind of sad they didn't show it, but in the visual novel, there was a scene talking about how Shion went to the clinic every day and she seemed happier and happier. Obviously, talking about Satoshi. And they did a little hint that Takano's also doing well. They left it really open ended, which is kind of what this anime feels like for it. But it's just cute. I am a Takano fan. She's a great villain, man. You love to see it. It's probably a thumbnail thing, but yeah, they did it beautifully. I really loved how they handled that scene. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Then we had the festival game. Again, it goes straight from that to the festival in the visual novel, and it just feels like so fast. Everything's going away, but it's good in a way. It really is good that they finally reclaimed their calm lives. Also, I don't remember in the visual novel, was Kasai at the freaking final CG with the cotton? I was sure it's just the club members, because, you know, it's kind of symbolic that all the club members are together drifting cotton. But in the anime, Kasa is just chilling there too. I respect, like I said, Kasa and Shion are basically a singular person. And but you do get a little bonus thing that I think is anime only, where Rita finally makes it to the next month. And Hanyu's still living with them. You'd love to see it. Then they show this scene. So the Mio senior scene, it's hard to explain, but this is basically a secret ending in the visual novel that you get after you beat the game. You need to go back to the connecting fragments thing, which is like those 3 backstory episodes you got earlier in this arc. And you basically have to connect them in a certain order, and if you do, after beating the game, they show you this. It's probably very confusing for anime only viewers. They're probably like, what the fuck's happening in this scene? Basically, since oh man, it's interesting they put this, because I was already chatting with a commenter. I'm horrible at names, I'm sorry, but you know who you are, telling his point of view on how they did the fragment collecting, which made sense a lot, since they didn't do the whole fourth person thing. They made it more like Rita and Hanyu, showing that they're determined from the start, instead of the fragment collecting just in that specific world to fight for it. And but this doesn't really work, with it, because this is basically, it's part of the fragment collecting, because obviously it's a bonus ending if you connect them right. And it's basically like the world is set up where you're an entity and there's another 4th person entity watching the scenes. Basically kind of a Rika. It's so hard to, it's basically Burn Casto from Mumineko, if you don't know who that is. If not, it's like, it's basically, it's you and another entity watching the world of Higurashi, trying to follow Rika. And basically after Rita finally wins, this entity's bored now that the story's done. So she's like, oh, well, I'm still in this place anyways. I might as well go play around with the fragments now that Rita has her own world. And like, she's just basically going around making her own scenarios, finding new twists in the story. And one of the twists was if she went and prevented Takano from ever becoming or Miyoko from ever becoming Mio. So like, it's basically her, like, it's not the real Rita that we know. It's this multi-dimensional Rita that basically stopped it just to see how the fragment would turn out if that happens. So it's a cool scene, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a weird note to finish, especially for anime only viewers, because they're probably like, there's no way they would fully understand what's happening there. I feel like, without the context I have. But it's cool. Also, you get to see adult Rita. She looks, to me, don't hate me, maybe it's not the great description, but just in my mind, she looks sexy but scary at the same time. Kind of has the vibe of a Japanese horror movie ghost girl. It's so bad, but I kind of like it. I mean, so bad my description, not her appearance. I think she looks quite fine. But yeah, they ended it there. Ending it on a Mio note. Aw, did you know? Respecting the Mio fans. Oh, but this was great. I think they did a great job in the ending, and I really enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed too. It was really fun doing Kai. I'm so glad we decided to start the original anime series. Just Kai is so good. Like I mentioned in the start of the video, we will be doing a review for the whole season. If you want my final thoughts on things, then definitely check that out. That'll be out, I don't know. There'll be an update video after, probably the day after this video, so the Saturday, that would kind of talk about what's next for Higurashi. Then I still need to look up what's next, because I think there's 2 more series in this old timeline but I don't know which one's first. And obviously I think there's an OVA. There's a lot of stuff, but I'll figure out which one goes first. Again, we'll talk about that in the update. There will be maybe another 2 to 3 week break like we had before, just because it's good to have some time off from a series. Basically, that's it, eh? But yeah, expect the review eventually, soonish after this video. And yeah, man, I'm it was good. It was good. I'm happy it was so good. I am. Um, it honestly makes me even look at the visual novel ending in a bit of a better light because I'm feeling it now. Maybe I've matured a bit as a person, even though that only happened a couple months ago. So it hasn't been that long, but yeah. Anyways, I hopefully you guys enjoy Higurashi Gang. We watch Higurashi all day, every day. And hopefully I'll see you for the next series. I know there might have been like, maybe I should have had a discussion if I should just go to Go and Sotsu now that we're done with the real stuff. But I'll be honest, I'm not even polling that because I really want to watch the other series. Just because I know, like, I'm so interested in side stories and just content I haven't seen yet. So, and you know, I know there's a beach episode. I know there's a saucy Takano episode when she's playing the recorder or something. So I want to see it. I think it'll be really great fun. I don't know if that's going to be like, if it's just going to be memes all the time, but it's definitely something to look forward to. Maybe even the most, to be honest. For me personally, we'll see how good it is. We'll see. But yeah, I'm kind of stalling. Just again, huge thank you for anyone who watched, anyone who started following the channel because of this. Lots of Higurashi still on the table. I'm gonna milk that dry. Probably reacting to anime. Probably until like next summer for Higurashi, I imagine, because we just have so much left to do, and who knows what's gonna come out by then? Because you know they're doing Sotsu now. Umineko anime remake? Nah, there's no way it would come this early, but like that'd be so cool. But but yeah, anyways. Have a great day, have a great night. Hopefully you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you again in whatever Higurashi is next. But yeah, look out for the update, look out for the review, and I hopefully will see you next time. Bye!